So a few days ago, I gave you guys 5 players that I really like for the 2023 season. I told you guys I'm going to be doing the opposite in the future, and today I'm going to be giving you guys 5 players I am not a fan of next year. So I'm not going to say that all 5 of these players are going to have bad seasons. I don't think that they're going to be replacement level or you're going to want to cut them. No, by any means. It's just 5 players that I think I'm down on compared to the general consensus. Like maybe some of these players or one of these players, everybody thinks, okay, they're an all-star, they're a top 15 guy this year. I might be like, no, I don't think so. I don't know if they're going to be an all-star. I don't think they will, and I don't think that they're also going to be maybe a top 20 guy in the league. So yeah, this is just for fun. At year's end, I will be reacting to this, so I do apologize if one of these 5 players are one of your favorite players in the league or one of the players on your favorite team. I had to pick 5 guys, and I didn't want to pick 5 players that are maybe the 12th man on their roster or just 5 guys that are maybe 36 years old. No, I picked some pretty good talent here. So yeah, let me know maybe a player that you're not high on this year compared to the general public. So yeah, let me know down below. Let's get into it. So the first player that I don't love this year is Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets. And a lot of it goes into him not playing at all in 2022. He hasn't played since the bubble. Yeah, it's been that long. He hasn't played since the 2021 season, and I do think that this year is going to be a rehab year. It happens to the best of people. I think Jamal Murray is one of the more entertaining players to watch in this league. I love his skill set. He's very crafty with the ball in his hand. Sometimes he can be a little bit inefficient at the rim. And man, in the bubble, he was an incredible player. I just don't think he's going to be what he was pre-injury. So this is one that it's maybe more obvious than some of the other guys that I mentioned in this video. I don't think he's going to average 21 points. I'd be very shocked if he does that, or if he does, I don't think it's going to be on great efficiency. I would be shocked if he shoots 40+% from 3. I think it's going to take some time to get adjusted, so I don't think that he's going to help the Nuggets be a 1 seed. That's why I'm not super high on the Nuggets throughout the regular season, and he's coming in at the first player that I don't love or that I hate. Next up is Mitchell Robinson of the New York Knicks. I think there's a reason now I don't like Mitchell Robinson as much, and it's because he's making $15 million, not $2 million a year now. Because if he gives you 8 points and 8 rebounds on $2 million and good defense, you're like, damn, this is a steal. But if he gives you the same exact production on $15 million a year, you're like, is he kind of being overpaid? And I think that will hurt the public perception of Mitchell Robinson maybe throughout the year. I don't really see him being a double-double, or at least averaging it this year. The Knicks also signed Isaiah Hardenstein in the offseason, who I think could maybe overtake the starting center spot by year's end from Mitchell Robinson if he doesn't get his foul trouble act together and if he could stay healthy for once. While last year he did play 72 games, which was the most of his career, he didn't top 70 games the 3 seasons prior, and he was hurt a ton in 2021. So injuries, foul trouble, they play a big factor into Robinson's availability. While I really want him to pan out for the Knicks, and I'm glad that they re-signed him, I don't know if he's going to blossom into maybe a top 10 center where he's going to be in that Defensive Player of the Year conversation. I don't think people are really predicting that. I just don't know if we're ever going to get that, and I think he's going to be relatively what he was last year. And if he does lose that starting spot, I guess I'm technically right with this prediction. Hey, if he averages a career high in points, maybe rebounds, and has the best defensive season of his career as the leading rim protector for the Knicks, I will eat my words by year end. I will happily do that as a Knicks fan. So we've done a guard, we've done a center. Next up, we have a wing, and that is Isaac Okoro of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okoro is still young. He's still only 21 years of age. I believe that Okoro isn't going to be maybe that final piece to that Cavs starting 5, because we know that they have their backcourt settled for a while and their frontcourt in Mobley and Allen in the frontcourt and Mitchell and Garland in the backcourt. You would think that their former 5th overall pick from the 2020 draft, Isaac Okoro, would be that fitting piece there at the 3. I just don't think it's going to be him. While he's a little bit undersized to be guarding 3s, he does pick it up. Like, he's a solid defender. But I don't, like, if we don't see that jump this year where he could be guarding maybe a Jason Tatum on the floor, which is a big ask, but I don't know if we see that jump that people are going to be looking at as him, like, okay, he's the guy that's going to fit this team right there at the 3. I think maybe that's more like a Royce O'Neal type player there at the small forward position, and I don't know if Okoro is really going to be in the final maybe lineup when the Cavs are playing important games at year's end. His efficiency wasn't too bad last year, and if it stays around the same, you know what, I will definitely eat my words on this, but like a player that I didn't think was going to be a better defender, Denny Avdija, has already passed him on the defensive side of the ball. It's kind of like Okoro really needs to be not like an elite wing defender, but at least be up there to be credible at the 3. And he's still a good player. Like, don't get me wrong. He just has a lot of hype to him because he was the 5th overall pick a few drafts ago. He's going to be on a young, exciting, good Cavs team this year. I just think he might disappoint a little bit. Next up is probably one that I am very confident on, and I mentioned it with Mitchell Robinson and Jamal Murray because he missed most of last year. This player never stays healthy. It's Gordon Hayward of the Charlotte Hornets. Hayward's first year in Charlotte, I was so high on him. I'm like, all right, Gordon Hayward with the maybe highest usage rate of his career, like he's going to have a career year. And he put up career year stats basically, or just up there, but the dude never stays healthy. 49 games last year. 44 games in 2021. Ever since joining Charlotte, he is yet to top 50 played games. 50 played games for somebody making $30 million. So that's why I wanted to put Hayward on here. He's making a lot of money. He's probably the second best player on that Hornets team, depending if you like him or Terry Rozier more. Even if he stays healthy, I don't think he's going to be very good just because he's battled a lot of injuries. He's going to be 32 this year, going on 33 by year's end. He played 5 more games in 2022 than he did in 2021, and his numbers dropped 4 points a game, dropped a rebound and a half a night. True shooting dropped a couple percentage points, and the usage dropped about 3 percentage points. Apparently, he's already been nursing a little bit of injuries. I don't think it's going to be a pretty year for the Charlotte Hornets or Gordon Hayward, and he is a player that I don't love and I hate for 2023. I gotta stop saying I don't love. I gotta stick to the title that I hate. But hate kind of comes off weird because I still think like Jamal Murray, Mitchell Robinson, Isaac Okoro, they're gonna have good seasons. I just think they're gonna be worse than the public perception. I don't really think Gordon Hayward's going to have a great year. So I did save the best player for last. Definitely the more controversial player on this list, and it is James Harden of the Philadelphia 76ers. I didn't know if I was going to have Harden on this list, but once I saw ESPN's top 100 projected players for 2023, I was like, okay, I think I do like James Harden a lot less than the public kind of consensus. A lot of people think he's going to be a top 15 guy. Some people think he might go back to Houston Harden. I don't think we're seeing that Harden ever again. I don't. It's been a few years, and while he might be in the best shape, or he might say that he's in the best shape since his Houston days, I don't think that we're going to be getting 24, 5, 6 point per game Harden, elite efficiency, double-digit assist, high rebounds. I do think he's going to be very similar to his 2022 season, which wasn't bad by any means. You're averaging 21 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. That's really good. I just don't think he's going to be as efficient as he once was. He hasn't been good as drawing fouls. The league has changed, and I think that is going to hurt his overall scoring. He did still get to the foul line a decent amount last year in Philly. His field goal percentage wasn't great at 40%. His three-point percentage was at 32%. And hey, I know it was a rough situation for him in Brooklyn. He wanted out. He only spent half a year in Philly and didn't play all that well in the playoffs. He's got a full offseason to get into that Philly system. I just don't think that he's going to be a top 10, top 15, or probably even top 20 guy this year. I think he's going to be hovering around like the 25th best player in the league just based off the 2023 season, not overall, because if he puts up like the 23rd best season this year, you're still going to probably say he's a top 15 guy. I'm not saying he's not. I just don't think that we're getting Houston Harden. I don't think that we're getting top 12 player in the league Harden this year. And yeah, that's my hot take. I will be reacting to these at the end of the year, and I could be very embarrassed by this list. So yeah, those are 5 players that I hate for the 2023 season. Jamal Murray, Mitchell Robinson, Isaac Okoro, Gordon Hayward, and James Harden. Let me know if you agree with any of those or disagree. And like I said in the beginning of the video, please let me know some players, or at least a player that is pretty popular, pretty well known, that a lot of people think are going to have good seasons or a good season, but you don't think that they are going to have as good of a season. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.